everybody, Chris here, and today we have some new lenses from Freewell for the DJI Mini 3 Pro. We have the wide angle lens and we have the anamorphic lens. With these come ND filters, and that's really nice because some companies might make just that lens and you have no ability to put filters on top of them. Freewell has done that, and they provide them in the whole kit. Here is the kit. One of them I have on the drone already, but you've got your wide angle here, and the anamorphic would be here. That's on the Mini 3 Pro, which I'll show you, and then you'll have a total of 5 filters. One of those is on the Mini 3 Pro as well as we speak. But as always, you always get the little black envelope from Freewell that comes with your handy little wipe and your stickers. Everybody loves stickers. And then your learning basics with the QR code to scan and go and see videos, and your filter guide showing you all the different filters and how to use them. Very handy. Most importantly is this one right here that they provide with these lenses. And it simply states, due to the gimbal limitations, kindly install the ND filter after putting the drone on with the lens. So you can put your wide angle lens on, you can put your anamorphic lens on, power on the quad, and then what they say is pop the filter on once it's gone and calibrated. And the reason for that is it does, when it calibrates, when it powers up and calibrates and moves in all its axis points, it does touch the top and the bottom. I personally have just been doing it, leaving the filter on, powering it on just to see. And I did get gimbal overloaded once or twice. It was like 2 times. And both of those times, I think I totally would have avoided it had I not launched straight up like a rocket. That created some downforce on it, and then that made the gimbal kind of act crazy, go into a gimbal overload. But I simply, and I'll pop that up on the screen, you can see that right now, exactly what effect that had on it. But after I sat for a little bit, it then situated itself and was stabilized. So during the flights, no problem whatsoever. I didn't put it in the sport mode, or I didn't have any heavy winds. I think that would be the only time you might get some sort of vibration or something out of it. Again, it does stick out a good bit and add some weight. So in situations like sport mode or winds, you're probably going to see some sort of vibration or something from it. Might get a gimbal overload, but you're not out shooting cinematic type footage, which is what you're going to be using this for. You're not going to be doing that in sport mode out in some crazy wind. So I was in normal mode and cine mode, and it was perfectly fine every single time, except for those 2 times I launched, like I said. Not going to get into great detail how to put it on and all that. I'll just show you real quick. It's just like putting on a normal. This lens is like putting on a normal ND filter. You simply put it on there, twist, and it's in place. Take the filter that you want to use, and it simply just snaps right on the front, and you're done. And there it is. So you can see, it does stick out a good bit. But they are pretty neat. So move all these guys. But the wide angle lenses, I'm not a big fan of on any quad. No offense to Freewell, but I'm not a fan of wide angle lenses. The wide angle lens is 111 degree field range. And the reason I'm not crazy about them is I do a lot of horizon that's off in the distance, and with that you get that kind of fisheye effect with wide angle. If you're shooting down, or you're shooting, you're up closer to your, say you're shooting like a cliff's edge or something like that, you're not really going to see that or get that in your video. Horizons off far in the distance, you're going to get more of that fisheye. That's what I don't like about wide angle lenses. And I really don't shoot anything where I really need that effect anyhow. Anamorphic, it's still going to give you that wide field of view, but it doesn't. It gives you a subtle, let's say, fisheye, but nothing that really is so apparent that it really bothered me. So I'm fine with the anamorphic, and I'm totally new to anamorphic. It's a learning curve that, you know, I had to kind of figure out a little bit as to what its main purpose was and all that. It's mainly a cinematic effect. It gives you some neat flares and streaks of like blue light and stuff when you hit the sun. A lot of people like that kind of stuff. I like them if they're subtle. If you're shooting in low light and you're out and, you know, headlights on cars and stuff like that, it'll give them this kind of wide beam effect, and that can look really good in video as well. So again, it's all for cinematic value. You do have to have editing software to use it because you need to de-squeeze it. So the wide angle, you're perfectly fine, use that file as is, but the anamorphic, you have to de-squeeze. And that was where I had to learn how to do that as well. Very, very simple. There's a few different ways you can go and do it. I'm going to show you how I do it in mine, but brief explanation is I just simply take the aspect ratio on this one, or the factor is 1.19 is what Freewell says, but I think that's actually 1.18. Freewell told me it was 1.19. I might be wrong, but I think it's 1.18. Just like the DJI Mavic 3. But what I do with that is I just take 1 divided by 1.18 or 1.19 and come up with a factor of 84. And then I just go in and I simply go to my aspect ratio and type in 84, and from there I stretch the image, and that looks perfectly fine. I get the same black bars on top and bottom that I've seen in everybody else's videos. So I think I'm doing it perfectly fine. Plus the one video I watched, that's how he did it. And I thought, you know what, that's the simplest way. Just do a little bit of math real quick and boom, you're done. So I'll go into showing you that. But before I do that, did I forget anything else? I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, we'll just go straight into that and show you how I de-squeeze it. And then from there, we're going to go just straight on into the video, the flight examples of using it. So what I did was I just flew the drone without any lens on it whatsoever, no lens, and just kind of did a half orbit. And all of them I did a half orbit, and then I put a filter on and did that half orbit. So then I put the lens on, the anamorphic lens on, and did that without a filter, and then I did it with a filter. And I did the same with the ND filter, except I was not happy with that whatsoever, and that was my fault. Because I waited too late in the day. I wanted to fly right towards a mountain that has an incline plane on it. And this incline plane is basically a vehicle that rides up a track on the side of the mountain. And you can pull your car in there and take it to the top and drive off of it. Don't drive off the mountain, but you can get up there and drive your car around up at the top. It's a faster way. I don't think so, but back in the day, that's how the coal miners and steel workers would get back and forth. But getting sidetracked, I was flying straight into that, and the sun was behind it, and that made that side of the mountain darker. I had a hard time setting up my camera for it, and even putting it into auto, it had a hard time setting up the camera for it. So I'm not happy with auto or manual settings, but it is what it is. So you're going to get all auto and manual settings using and not using the lenses in these video clips to come. I think all in all, it's a total of 4 minutes showing all of it. And I'm up at the top of a mountain at a very nice little park location. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. And we'll go straight into desqueezing, followed by the flight situation, just showing you examples of how to use these. So enjoy the video. Okay, so I'm on Wondershare Filmora 11, and I've already dragged the image down here. But what you want to do is highlight the image by simply tapping on it. There's different ways to get to this aspect ratio, but I'm going straight into editing the properties, and then right here is where I'm going to make my change. So as you look at the image right now, the way it is, it needs to be de-squeezed. So like I said, I just simply take 1 divided by 1.8, or if I go by Freewell, 1.19, same thing. I get 84% or 84. So I'm just going to type in 84 there and enter, and then boom, it takes it down to that. Well, it's still not de-squeezed because I have to bring out the edges. So I just bring out my edges to where I'm right at the edge, just like this. And there's my image. So that's got me at, I'm just a hair over 100.1, but it shows my X position 1.2 and Y position 0.0. In some programs it might be slightly different. A majority, it's pretty much the same thing. Some people can go in and adjust their X or their Y, whatever. This is the way I chose to do it. So there it is. And there is no rule. I mean, if you want, you can take out some of that black and you're just going to lose that wide field of range, which kind of defeats the purpose. But let's put that back and then just kind of go to the beginning here, and we'll just give you a little quick playby. And there it is, quality playback on the editing software. It's not rendered or anything, but the quality playback isn't as smooth as what it's going to be when you upload it. So, but that's how I do my desqueezing with the anamorphic lens video file on Wondershare Filmora 11.
Everything is not enough. Really hot by the ocean, among all those white hot sands, where every sunrise is just for you.